It is said that whenever sin increases on earth, God descends in some form or another. But this time, it all began with a river. This is a story from a long time ago. There was a very powerful kingdom called Hastinapur. Its king was Shantanu. King Shantanu was very calm by nature, just and handsome. But there was an emptiness in his life, a loneliness. One day he was strolling along the banks of the Ganga River. A cool breeze was blowing, and the gentle sound of the water was soothing to the soul. That's when he saw her, a woman as beautiful, calm, and mysterious as the waves of the Ganga. It seemed as if the water itself bowed at her feet. The king was mesmerized. Only one thought came to his mind: I want to marry this woman. King Shantanu bowed and asked politely, Will you marry me? The woman smiled and said, Yes, but on one condition. The king was so enchanted that he said, Whatever it is, I will accept it. She said, You will never ask me any questions. No interference or questions about anything I do. That is my only condition. Shantanu promised, and the two of them got married. Time passed. They had a beautiful son. The king was overjoyed. But what is this? Ganga took the newborn child and set him afloat in the river. The king was stunned, but he didn't say anything. After all, he had made a promise, and Ganga kept doing the same thing every time. Whenever a child was born, she would set him afloat in the water. Once, then twice, then 3 times. Every time, Ganga would give birth to a child and let him drift away in the river. The king's heart kept breaking, but he remained silent. But when the 8th child was born and Ganga tried to take him away again, the king couldn't stop himself. The king came running and said, Stop! How can you do this? Aren't you a mother? For the first time, Ganga looked sad. She looked into the king's eyes and said, Now that you have asked me a question, I am leaving. Because that was my condition, that you would never ask any questions or interfere in any way. But before I leave, you deserve to know the truth. What Ganga said next left the astonished king stunned. Ganga said these 8 children were the 8 Vasus, gods of heaven. They had insulted sage Vasishtha. As punishment, they were cursed to be born on earth. They pleaded with me to become their mother and free them from this curse. That's why I gave birth to them and set them free one by one. Hearing this, the king's eyes filled with tears. Ganga continued, But now the 8th son, Devavrata, whom you saved and stopped me from freeing, he will have to live his entire life on this earth. He must become a great man, and now his destiny belongs only to you." King Shantanu was left speechless, and Ganga disappeared into the water with her child. But as she left, she said, "One day I will return and give you your son, a son whom even history will bow to." Ganga had left. But that day the fate of Hastinapur was also swept away in the water. And the son she took with her will return, but with a new name, a new vow, and a decision that will shake the very foundation of the royal dynasty. But that story is for next time. If you want to know how that child became Bhishma, stay tuned for the next story. Keep listening to Whisper by Meena, because some stories are meant to be heard with the heart.